Hey there, and welcome. Have you ever used a piece of tech and it just felt right? Like it just worked beautifully? And then you've used another one that, yeah, it gets the job done, but it's just clunky and frustrating? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on that invisible blueprint that separates the great from the, well, not so great. Right? We've all been there. You download an app, it has all the features it's supposed to have, but using it is just a pain. It's slow, the layout is confusing, something just feels off. The answer usually isn't about what the app does, it's all about how it does it. A great way to think about it is like a car. The car's main function is super simple, right? It gets you from point A to point B. But what makes you actually love a car? It's all that other stuff, the non-functional stuff. It's the smooth ride, the quiet cabin, the way the controls just feel right in your hands. It's the whole quality of the experience. And that exact same idea applies to every app and website we use. So, let's put a proper name to this whole how it feels thing. In the world of design and software development, these incredibly important qualities are called non-functional requirements, or you'll often hear them called NFRs for short. So what are they, really? Well, at their heart, NFRs are all the quality attributes that define how well a product has to do its job. We're talking about things you can't just point to as a feature, like how easy it is to use, how fast it is, or if you can rely on it. You can't always see them, but oh boy, you can definitely feel them when they're there, and you really feel it when they're not. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. A product can be absolutely packed with features, but if those non-functional qualities aren't there, the experience is just going to be bad. It's really the difference between a product you put up with and one you actually enjoy using. Okay, so to make sense of all this, we can actually break these requirements down into three main pillars. Just think of these as the rock-solid foundation for any high-quality user experience. First up, and you could argue it's the most important one, is usability. Usability is all about one simple question. Can someone actually achieve their goal easily without getting frustrated? It's all about making the whole experience feel totally effortless and intuitive. So how do we make that happen? Well, it boils down to a few key things. First, having a thoughtful hierarchy, so you always know where you are and where you're going. Using text that's actually easy to read is a big one. No one wants to squint at their screen. This also means using icons that you get instantly without needing a manual, and clear labels so there's zero guesswork. When all these things work together in harmony, users can just fly through their tasks without any friction at all. All right, let's move on to our second pillar, accessibility. This is huge. It's about making a conscious choice to design products that can be used by everyone, no matter their abilities. It's really about building a more inclusive digital world for all of us. This means we're intentionally designing for people who might have visual or cognitive challenges. It's about making smart, practical choices, like making sure there's enough contrast between the text and the background so it's easy to read. It's about using font sizes that are comfortable on any device. This is all part of what's called universal design, this beautiful idea that a great experience should be for everyone, not just a select few. And that brings us to our third pillar, performance efficiency. This is all about how the product actually behaves in your hands. Does it feel snappy and responsive, or is it slow and clunky? Performance has a direct line to how you perceive the quality and even the trustworthiness of a product. The key ingredients here are speed, smoothness, and predictability. We've all been there, staring at a loading spinner, that's speed. We've seen jarring animations or confusing screen changes, that's where smoothness comes in. And we've all tapped a button and had something totally unexpected happen, that's predictability. When a product nails all three, it builds our confidence. We start to trust it. Okay, so we've got our pillars, usability, accessibility, and performance. But here's the thing, just knowing what they are is only half the battle. The real magic happens when they're treated less like a checklist and more like the actual blueprint for the entire project. And if you take away one thing from this, let it be this. Non-functional requirements are not an afterthought. They are not some pixie dust you sprinkle on at the very end. No, they are the long-term goals that create the very foundation of the user experience. They become the North Star that guides every single design decision along the way. So what does that actually look like? Well, it all starts by defining these NFRs at the very beginning of a project. Goals like, our app must feel responsive, or it has to be intuitive for a first-time user. These goals then guide every choice that follows. They shape the very first sketches and wireframes, and later on, they become the benchmarks you use to test your prototypes. See? They're woven into the DNA of the project from day one. And the result of all this, the payoff is huge. You get a product that feels professional and polished. You get a coherent experience that feels seamless. You build a product that people actually trust. And all of that leads to the one thing every project is aiming for: happy users and real satisfaction. So I'll leave you with this little thought experiment. The next time you're using an app that you just absolutely love, take a second and think about why. What are those invisible, non-functional qualities, the speed, the clarity, the consistency that make you trust it and enjoy it so much? It's a really cool new way to look at the digital world around us. That's all for this time. Thanks for tuning in.